Hey everyone, welcome to the EV Show by Ludicrous Feed Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom, your host this evening. Should be a good one. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of August 2025. Lots to chat about as always. We've got lots of people in the chat room already, so make sure you say hello if you're listening and watching live. If you're watching on replay, hello as well, and g'day to you listening to us on audio podcast wherever you are in the world. Let's say hello to our co-host for this evening, as always, the one and only Hollywood Riz Akhtar. Hello, sir. How are you this evening?
Going well, Tom. Last time on the live stream, I was in Hong Kong, in the Bonza Lounge, as you know. This time around, I'm back in Melbourne and slightly chilly, but I think it's going to be quite a few interesting days coming up, which I'm sure we will get into.
Absolutely, never a dull moment in the EV world, and now that the weather is kind of warming up, slowly trying to get there, I'm sure we'll see a lot of car launches and, yeah, maybe brand launches too, we'll see, I guess, in the coming weeks, so it should be very exciting towards the tail end of 2025. Before we kick off, let's say a big thank you to our sponsors, as always, for this show. Thank you to our sponsors, mycar, Tyre Auto. Thank you to Hankook Driving Emotion for tyres, and also thank you to Riz and the team from Carloop, Auto to empower Australia's EV revolution. Thank you to our sponsors. Let's say hello to our early adopters, I almost said, but early chat group members this evening. So hello to Steve. They're probably all early adopters as well. Hello, Steve from the Central Coast. Hello, Murray S. Hello, Justin. Hello, Rout. Hello, Jim. Hello, Tassie EV. So many familiar names. Makes me feel very loved. I'm sure Riz as well. Hello, Lewis from, not as cold Brisbane. I envy you guys up in the north there. Hello, it's only Dale from Canberra. Hello, Hal. Hello. Hello hello Tony, hello JD, nice to see you all, nice and early for the chat. Hello Scott, nice to see you as well. All right, well we should probably kick off with something that's happening tomorrow in Sydney. This is going to be very exciting, Riz. So
hang on, Tom, before you get in there. Now you know, we've all heard the slogan. You know how important hats are.
Yes.
Now, in order for us to talk about what we're about to talk about, which I think is what you're going to talk about with our audience very shortly.
Yes.
I'm going to have to put a hat on.
Oh, can I do the same?
Yes.
Can I put a hat on too?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right.
So this is about making EVs great again.
Okay. Oh no, it's the wrong color, but that's all right.
Now, tomorrow is a big day. Big day from our friends at Zeekr. With Tom, will you announce what's happening tomorrow?
I will. Sorry, I was just coughing, but yeah, it's not quite fitting my head, but you get the idea. That's risen our hats here. I think this is the hat we got from our trip to China with Zeekr in July, was it?
I think that was the first trip, yeah.
Oh, that was my first sponsored trip with a brand, so I mean that's got a soft spot in my heart. And a lot of people in the chat and the people watching the show will know that the Zeekr X, the long-awaited Zeekr X, is going to be launched officially tomorrow, Riz, and hopefully pricing as well. Very exciting.
Not just the X, it's 7 times that. The 7X is coming out tomorrow, which is going to be quite exciting. I think the event is going to be held in Sydney.
Correct. You'll have to fly up to my neck of the woods. It's not quite Bonza standard, Riz, but look, we'll make you feel welcome nonetheless.
I'll be up there. I think this is a pretty special car with, by all accounts so far, and quite a lot of buzz behind it, leading up to what it is tomorrow. So the pricing, I think we've spoken about it a couple of times on the live stream. What's expected, our amazing viewers and listeners have been going and talking to dealers, keeping an eye out on what's going on, and if it is anything of what they've mentioned to go by, then it's going to be there's going to be quite a few headlines on news media tomorrow.
You said 7X like 7 times. Hopefully not 7 times the price of the average electric SUV, right? So hopefully it's in the same ballpark.
Well, maybe 7 times the luxury, but it's definitely not going to be the Rolls-Royce Spectre pricing.
No, definitely not that. Hopefully we're seriously thinking under 65. That'd be nice, right? 60 to 65.
See,
We'll see.
when we first saw the car, we were sort of thinking maybe 70 to $75,000, and since then things have sort of obviously changed quite a bit in our market. So
Yep.
yeah, interesting to sort of see the pricing. I believe it's going to be announced tomorrow as well. So a lot of excited people all over the interwebs and our audience as well.
Oh, it's hotly anticipated, dare I say. I think the pricing has been lots of speculation. I've seen some unofficial pricing around, but I really want to hear it from the team themselves, including Andrew. I'm sure he's watching the show. Hopefully, he's enjoying our hats as well. So, yeah, I like the comment here from Scott. Yeah, Max Verstappen, look, 100%. Yeah, we're not Dutch, but that's okay. It's the same color. And I like this comment as well. Color matches the orange man's skin color, though. Yeah, nice call. Lovely. That's great. Ralt says Zeekr X pricing went higher, then dropped quickly. That's right. It's now sub 50. I wonder if the 7X will start close to the MG IMs. Yeah, I mean, the MG IM pricing is crazy good. So they'll have to match it because, yeah, they sort of surprised the market, the IMs, didn't they?
Yeah, pretty aggressive. I think the fact that we have so many options at price points that a year ago we didn't think we were going to see, it's incredible. And every car is just they're just so well designed aesthetically as well, and they look a lot better in person than they do in a lot of the photos that we see as well. So I also saw today somewhere on the internet that apparently you can go and see one in person as well pretty shortly after. Anyone in Sydney, I think maybe Parramatta Zeekr is doing an event like a coffee and sort of a see the 7X type of a event on Saturday. So anyone that's in that neck of the woods, check out what Parramatta Zeekr, and maybe they'll be doing other activations with their other dealers as well into the future. So good to see this level of engagement. And I think even as you touched on earlier, they've got quite a unique offering in both sedan and SUV. This obviously the 7X adds another SUV to Zeekr's lineup. And there's also quite high anticipation once people saw the 007 GT, the wagon. Maybe that's next on the cards, but I guess we'll get through the 7X, and I'm sure it's going to be quite a successful car for them.
Yeah, I'm going to keep saying 7 GT until Andrew gets sick of me. Yeah, 7 GT, that's the one I want. Sleek wagon. Yeah, 7X looks great, but yeah, I don't need another SUV in the family. We need a wagon, something a bit sleeker. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing that. I think Donald's on the mark. They're 64,888. I mean, that's a great price. I mean, why not 58,888? That'd be an even better price, honestly. So yeah, we'll see.
Anything's possible.
We'll see what happens tomorrow, 100%. Yeah, Samir wants the 001. Yeah, especially the Kimi Räikkönen edition. I wouldn't mind seeing that as well. Any news
going around on the internet? There's apparently a black edition that 001 they've got. I just saw it randomly the other day and it looked amazing. I was like, hey, anything that I can see European rappers driving in one of those.
European rappers?
European rappers, they are
they
around.
Exist? Okay.
They do exist. Because the 001 is going to Europe, right? It's available in left-hand drive over there. So,
yeah, you want Kimi Räikkönen to take the first ride right around the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah, and any time? Well, news. It's going to be in the morning, this event. So I'm sure the news press releases will be announced very shortly after that. So yeah, I'd keep an eye out on social media early in the morning in Sydney for sure. Yeah, very exciting, Riz. Looking forward to catching up tomorrow as always. So should be good. Question from Tech Engineer. Any further news on FSD in Australia after the Melbourne and Sydney demos? We are waiting with bated breath. Yeah, I think they were just demos. I mean, we spoke about it last week, I think, or even the week before. Tom Drew, country manager of Tesla, said that there's no regulatory block at the moment. So it is really up to Tesla to release it. The timeline is in their hands. So yeah, watch this space. We will keep you guys informed as always. Mm-hmm. Roland sends his apologies tonight, guys. So he has got family commitments. So we send our best to Roland. Hello, Grandpa. Nice to see you as well. Question from Tazzy. When will Zeekr and other manufacturers release affordable EVs starting with a 2? Mid 2 is not 29. So yeah, I agree. I think, Riz, the Seagull or the Dolphin Surf, whatever you want to call it, I think that could be a contender for that mid 2 price.
Yeah, and that the Geely, I keep calling it the Geome, but what is it? The Xing?
Xingyan,
Yes,
Xing. Yep. But Geom
that
is the badging. Yeah.
yeah. So that could be another good contender. Um, I don't think we'll get it to that price with the Leap Motor B10, which we touched on briefly last week, I think it was. Um, but yeah, anything along those lines. I mean, this week, BYD released a more basic version of the Atto 2, or the, what do they call it? The Yuan Up, which
Mm.
is coming to Australia, not in that base format, but we're going to be seeing that in Q4. I'm expecting starting prices between 35 and 37. But then again, it sort of paves the path for even more affordable models. So another one I'm thinking is, if GAC does decide to come to the Australian market, is the GAC Ion UT.
You. Hmm.
Um, and possibly the next version of the MG4, if there is
Mm.
anything that's entry level. But I think in Australia, manufacturers have to hit a certain range limit, so a certain battery size as well. Um, and maybe the Dolphin might be that for at least the next 3 to 6 months before we start to see some more competition.
Yeah, don't forget the Neo Firefly as well has been spotted testing in Melbourne. So I think that could be probably it could probably come before the Seagull. We shall see.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good little contender there. So Neo Firefly, BYD Seagull, or Dolphin Surf. Hopefully Geely Xingyan, Geome. That'd be some nice cars. Just in time for my son to get his P's next year. So that'd be a really good timing. Yeah, question from where was it? I saw. Oh, comment from Gene. Tom needs a sleeker Zeekr. Love it. Love it. I'll tell Andrew that tomorrow. When will you get to test I am in the real world? Yeah, that's coming up soon. So Necromancer on the channel. So stay tuned. Later, I think it's later this month. I'll have to check my diary, but it's very soon anyway. Riz looking like a European rapper right now. Yo, yeah, love it.
Check yourself
Great
before
comment.
you wreck yourself. That's what it's about.
Bonza Bonza. Double
What's
double. Steve, great comment. So many different cars now. 1 year ago when I bought mine, there were only about five. Well, when I first bought my Model S, there was like two or three. So how times have changed. It's great. Great for us Australians. Lots of choice. Yeah, and yeah, Justin saying after seeing all of Tom's Xpeng G6 videos, I'm starting to feel like I bought the wrong car. Well, I don't know. I think there's lots of choice, Justin. Not just the G6. There's just so much. You kind of have to sift through them all. And as Riz and I have said, they're all very good quality across the board. So it is hard for consumers, which is great. I think it's really good. All right. Speaking of cars in Australia, let's touch on this week's main article, which is this one. The Driven writes the EV sales slump back to 6.9% of market after Tesla plunge and despite BYD surge. So this is your article, Riz. Do you want to walk us through what happened with EV sales in July 2025?
Yeah, so June was a pretty big month. I think we got over 10% of all sales were purely electric vehicles. July, we saw what I was starting to sort of feel in June, as good of a month as it was. Looking a bit deeper into sort of Tesla numbers, you could see that they actually, I think, delivered more Model Ys in May than they did in June. So it was interesting to see what was going to happen next. And in July, BYD Seagull 7 was crowned as the best-selling car with about 1,427 sales. Tesla Model Y was quite a bit behind. Now, there's multiple camps at the moment. Some suggest that, it's to do with the shipping cycles for Teslas and the rest. I was firmly under the impression that they have gone past those cycles because they just deliver whenever they can. And I see quite a bit of Model Y inventory already. So this includes your older cars, so your last generation Model Ys, as well as your new Juniper, whatever you want to call it. Those Model Y vehicles are also available in inventory as well. So we'll come back to that. The Geely EX5 did quite well, not as high as over 800, which it got in June, but that was off the back of your, $2,000 cashback incentives and a whole lot of other things that Geely were basically offering to move that stock before the end of financial year. So July, this might be sort of the new reality, 400 to 500 a month. It's still a very good car, good value, lots of tech. And then Kia EV5 holding fairly strong. I think the fleet sales are really helping them. The Tesla Model 3, 300 odd sales, and then a couple of BYDs, and yeah, the EV3. So not too bad overall.
No, I think 6.9% is reasonable considering Tesla has dropped in its numbers. Like, it just shows that BYD and Kia are holding their own, and Geely as well. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm still quite confident that we're still on the up. Yeah, I'm curious with Tesla, as you sort of said. I thought it might have been just a cyclical thing, but I think I remember reading this a couple of years ago. They stopped doing that, where they just rely on once a quarter, but the cars should be coming in more regularly. And it is concerning that you said there's more cars in inventory still. So that all that pent up demand we saw in the first couple of months is starting to possibly peter out a little bit. And yeah, like, there's so many more Chinese brands now offering good cars, BYD, Geely. Yeah, so we hopefully we'll see numbers rise from here. We'll see.
Yeah, and the other quick point is, if you just look at what Tesla is doing, so um, incentives, they announced a few to kickstart the quarter in the beginning of July, and they've added a whole lot more to them in a couple of last week, I think. So they've got a $3,000 novated lease bonus. They've got a $3,000 finance bonus. These are not on the Model 3s. These are like on the Model Ys, as well as I think there's some on the Model 3 as well. But the fact that they're already adding so much incentive off the back of a relatively fresh product, sort of shows a few small cracks in the demand side of things anyway. So, maybe things will recover fairly quickly. Maybe it is the shipping situation. I know there's people that are waiting couple of, 4 to 6 weeks for Model Y as well. So, maybe some special orders are taking a little bit longer, but yeah, I guess by next month or August numbers, by the time they come out, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what the average moving forward would look like for Model Y and the Model 3 until we get some inkling on the affordable sort of Model Y that's supposed to come out at the end of this year.
Yeah, I think we can't discount the fact that the C-Line 7 has been a success. It really has done very well. BYD have said they want to sell volume, and they've done that. And even the Atto 3 Dolphin and Seals are still hanging in there in the top 10. I think Geely is the other success story too. 490 sales, not huge numbers, but then again, it's probably one of the best value EVs right now in that sort of mid $40,000 segment. I'm a bit surprised the MG S5 hasn't really peaked that much. Are we still waiting on numbers or on the MGs?
No, the MG S5 did have, it was just under that list there. So it was, I think, between 150 and 250. But yeah, I'll have to double check that. Or maybe it was around early 200s. So they're not doing too bad. Just going to have to wait and see what sort of comes. But I think the ZS EV is all stocked out now. So
Yeah.
the only thing that they're going to be selling is the S5. So yeah, not maybe it will take a little bit of time to ramp up, but I see that MG is advertising that S5 quite a bit now on social media and just generally as well. So I guess the market will start to see a new product is there in the coming months. But Geely X5 doing really well. Obviously, Geely's trying to grow their dealer network, as well as maybe a few more incentives to come as well in the coming months. At the moment, I think they've got some sort of a finance offer on.
Yeah, the S5 I think personally drives better than the Geely. Geely is probably better spec'd overall in terms of inclusions and tech, but S5, I think if you want a nice rear-wheel drive, stable suspension, the MG is the way to go. Question from a few other people here. No Xpeng numbers. Yep, I agree. And surely with Tom now on the G6, we can start seeing some sale numbers. Just for the record, I have actually reached out to Xpeng and said, you guys need to start reporting your numbers. And apparently the process is underway. They just need to wait for HQ to make that official. But Riz, you might have some news for us potentially from some unofficial numbers for Xpeng on the East Coast.
Yeah, so for I think last month was sorry, June was one of their biggest months. so far. They sold just over 240 cars. So this is all the data that we compile from our registration sources across the country, so state by state and all the territories as well. Um, Early numbers, there's been quite a big drop actually in July. So this is early numbers. We haven't got all the states reporting in yet, but so far from what we have seen, um, between Victoria and New South Wales, it's less than 25 cars in July. Now, that what means that we're going to get maybe 60 to 70 cars registered in July, which is obviously quite a big drop compared to the 240, which was a all-time high for Xpeng based on the registration data that we've compiled. So if we get the Queensland data and a couple of other states and territories reporting in the next couple of days, I'll be able to share that on our next live stream. But I don't expect sales and registrations to be more than 60 to 70 in July, which given what we saw last week with some of the announcements around how many Xpengs are of supposedly coming on ships, maybe that's what's going to happen. Those cars will get delivered, and hopefully we start to see a bit of a spike. But it's hard to guess without full official numbers on what is really going on. But I get a feeling that if July numbers don't get over 100, and August, September also sort of hovers around 150 to 200 per month, then something needs to change, because it is a very, very quality product. It just, I don't know what's really going on internally in the background.
It's hard to know, isn't it? It's hard to know whether the demand is not being met yet with supply. As as you mentioned, there's news from Xpeng AU that the cars are coming by the thousands. Whether there is the orders to back it up, we don't know. They just don't report, so it's hard to know, isn't it? I also note notable exceptions there. The Zeekr, of course. Don't see any Zeekrs just yet, but and Deepal I'm not seeing yet either. So
just on both of those, Tom, Deepal and Zeekr are reporting. Zeekr, I think, sold just maybe 80 or 90 Zeekr X's during the month. And I feel that was in July. So the numbers are definitely starting to rise for Zeekr since they've announced the price cut. And I think the 7X being made available in the dealers in the coming months will just mean more choice. So now people can choose between, they might have liked the look of the 7X, but they might drive away with the Zeekr X because they see sort of the price difference. So the more models a brand can add, the more choices it gives consumers, and they sort of have a little bit of a multiplying effect when it comes to sale. That's why BYD does so well, relatively well, because they have models in all different segments. And the quicker brands like Geely and others can build that line up, the better their sales will start to get.
Yeah, I think Geely's Geely's big draw card has to be the price. I mean, Geely's got one product at the moment, the EX5, but it's priced so well and specs so well. Xpeng's only got one. It's still probably a bit high, and this is a great comment too, Brett. $1,000 a month seems maybe pricing or offers coming to push stock. Yeah, I think they have to do it. They have to reduce the price. Everyone knows the new G6 is coming, so there must be some sort of price cut. Everyone knows that it's going to be released either late this year or early next year. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, Riz. It might be,
And
it could be good news.
yeah, and that's a very good point, Brett. I was thinking the same thing, that the pricing will have to start to come out, or some really special offers would need to come out to really create that demand, because the demand might be there. But the thing is, when the G6 launched, there were not many competitors. Now there is so many competitors. You've got, as we just touched on just a little while ago, the Tesla Model Y, for example, the new one is available now. It's in stock. They've got thousands of dollars worth of incentives going around. They've got, obviously the Supercharger network. Then we started the stream by talking about the new Zeekr 7X, which, by all accounts looks awesome. If the pricing can be right, that's another competitor. Those looking at the affordable and slightly more affordable end of the market, Geely EX5, the Atto 3, we've got Kia EV5, so many choices now that we just didn't have. And obviously you can throw the IMs in there as well, the 5 and 6, and the list is only growing.
I think so. People are waiting too. People are waiting for those juicy end of year discounts possibly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my favorite? The Polestar 4. It's dropped out of the top 10, I see, this month.
Yeah, yeah, Polestar, I think, had a slowish month. The Polestar 3 only sold, I think, 3 cars
Oh,
in July.
3 for 3.
So three, but they've got some sort of a pretty aggressive pricing on at the moment. I think you can get a Polestar 3 for 115,000, down from like nearly 150 or something.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's where it needs to be. 150 is definitely too high, I think. What's happening with Smart? Yeah, not many, I think. Nope.
No, they're not reporting too many. They're not reporting,
Mm,
and also they're selling okay, given they're only selling through 3 dealerships in the country. I think they're averaging 30 to 50 cars a month between the #1 and #3. I saw one today in sort of, Toorak East, where I reside, and I was surprised.
yeah.
They're great cars. I think the #3, like you, Tom, it's a great car, particularly the premium version with 22 kilowatt AC charging and reasonable amount of rear-wheel drive power and the rest. But just, yeah, hopefully they get a bit more of an activation in the coming months. But 30 to 50 is sort of what they're selling a month at the moment.
I've got the I've got the D-Power SO7 at the moment, actually. So the video has dropped for members. You might have seen it, some of your members. It's dropping at 9 o'clock after the stream, but the update has improved the experience so much. It's crazy. Remember those undrivable distraction warning things? They're gone. It's great. You can
Wow,
switch it off and it stays off. It's phenomenal, and for a sub 50 grand, honestly, I think
it's a
it's
lot
got to
of
be
car.
something. It's got to be something worth considering. I think in that mid SUV segment. So yeah, just watch the vid. Joy and I run through it in half an hour's time. So yeah, check that out. Should be good. Um, yeah, yep. What else have we got here? So yeah, Leap. Yeah, well, good point. I was at Costco today too with the D-Power, and I saw a Leap Motor C10 REEV in Costco in Sydney as well. So they must be doing a push in Costco. Leap Motor. There you go.
They're
Little
not the first
collaboration.
EV brand. I think Polestar did some stuff with Costco a while ago, Polestar 2s.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I guess that's where the people go to shop. And if you're looking for value, your $50 a year membership might get you a $50,000 Leaf Motor.
No, Riz 45,888, please. 50 is too much.
That's it.
$2,500 discount for Costco members. Why not make it 25,888 discount? Just to round it out. All right, thanks Riz for that article. Great to see some numbers there. 6.9%, what a great number as well. Fantastic. We'll keep following the trends as the months go on. Now, yeah, I agree, Justin. Costco need to bring in EV chargers. I agree. Here's another big company bringing in EV chargers. So this is actually Bunnings via the Exploren network, bringing in EV chargers. We touched on this last week. So Exploren with a LinkedIn post showing where these 12 new locations are powered by Exploren. So this is. Let's go through them. So this is East Gardens. Where was that one? Oh, I don't know what that is. This is East Gardens in Sydney. And then this is Greenacre, also in Sydney. And then this one is Alexandria, also in Sydney. This one is Rydalmere, also in Sydney. So that's 4 in Sydney. Kingsgrove, also in Sydney, number 5. And Springvale, I believe this is in Brisbane.
Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne, apologies.
Yeah.
Springvale. All the same units too, Riz, which is good.
Yeah.
Preston,
Yeah, Melbourne.
Bellambi,
I don't
that's
know. Is
Melbourne.
that Brisbane?
Brisbane.
Uh,
There's a Box Hill. That's
Definitely
Brisbane, right?
Melbourne.
Melbourne too. Sorry. Oh my,
Yeah.
my goodness. I don't know my geography. Yeah. Someone tell me where Bellambi is. But what unit is this? Is that
It's Schneider electric
Schneider?
unit, I believe.
Mm-hmm. CCS2. I can see.
Yeah.
Nice cable management. Yeah. I mean, I'll have to try one of these out in Sydney. Probably Alexandria, I guess, or East Garden. That'll be quite a good one to check out on the way to the airport one day, maybe.
Mm.
But look, Bunnings makes sense to me, Riz. I'm sure it does to everyone else. You know, it's got a huge car park everywhere you go. 2 spots, maybe even 3 with the charger in the middle. It's not going to make a huge difference to the capacity of that site, unless it's Christmas Eve. But otherwise, it's a pretty good location. Hopefully, we'll see more and more of these pop up around Australia and Bunnings.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah. Great call by Sim. Bunnings car parks are usually underutilized. Yeah, most of the year it is. Great opportunity. Just don't take up the barbecue areas. Correct. Yep. Unless it's V2 barbecue, Riz. V2 barbecue.
Sausage,
Imagine
yeah.
that. Thanks, Tassie. Yeah, Schneider Electric, 120 kilowatts shared. Excellent. Thank you, Jason. Yes, Balambi is in Wollongong, also in New South Wales. Fantastic. Good. Good. All right, so that's Bunnings done. Thank you. And also another great charging site in Eastern Creek. Now, this is kind of near the Motorsport Park and kind of where the M7 motorway connects with the M4, that interchange area. And this is on a Facebook post. I can see Steve Amore there posting there. Great to see
Yeah.
Steve posting. Yep, good friend of ours.
Yeah.
So 10 charge bays serviced by 5 Alptronic 300 kilowatt chargers. So I'll have to test these out very soon. These look really awesome. Not that we're advocating for a fossil fuel brand, but I'm happy that Ampol have put these in. And even better, they've put in drive-through stalls as well. Check this out. This top picture here. How good is that? That one and this one too. So for those of you with trailers, you can drive right through and charge. It's great. Well signed, but unlike the ones in Pheasant's Nest, it's not covered by solar panels just yet.
It's no canopies.
No. But yeah, great location and great setup as well. So good to see Ampol back in the game. Hopefully we'll see more pop up around our cities as well. Daryl asks how they opened yet. I thought I saw them on PlugShare, unless they're still fenced off. Don't know. They still look pretty empty, I suppose, but we'll have to check it out when they do open. Can you get flybys on Bunnings chargers like everyday rewards on Woolies chargers? Yeah, good point.
Ooh.
Bunnings do flybys, correct? Yeah, Justin saying new EV chargers at Hope Island Marketplace on the Gold Coast. Excellent. Very good. Now, back on chargers again. So this is Kew in New South Wales. I looked this up the other day, but I've forgotten where this is now. Let me see. Where is Kew, New South Wales? It is, let's see, I'll zoom out a bit. So near Port Macquarie, kind of on the way between Foster and Port Macquarie. So great to see more superchargers populating the north coast of New South Wales. It's good. It's very easy now to drive from Sydney to Gold Coast and Brisbane. Excellent. And of course, open access as well. It's good. Hopefully with toilets and stores and stuff nearby, Riz, that'd be good.
Yeah, I think any sites as big as this, I think, are really great, especially the fact that, they're open to non-Teslas. I think, is this one?
Should be, surely.
All, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, here we go. Open to all. Yep. Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? Any news on other brands coming in? We sort of followed Flow Power for a while, but they've gone quiet for a while.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much more, but hopefully there's something in the works over there. Other international ones, haven't heard too much more from anybody, to be honest. Ampol, obviously locally, is finally starting to get a few things into gear. NRMA, I think we're seeing some of their local stuff as well come online. Internationally, I think it will probably be one of the bigger fuel companies if they decide to, like we've seen sort of, what are they called? The what are they? The Woolies.
Oh, EV Go?
Yes, it's one
EG.
of those.
EG.
EG Group, yeah. If they decide to come, that would be quite cool because, they're using white label superchargers in the UK. So, yeah, that would be, at least the hardware we know will work. But apart from that, I think EV Network seems to be doing quite well, rolling out quite a few new sites. Obviously, would love to see some bigger hubs with more amenities and other things to do. So this is why the Flow Power stuff was going to be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one in Victoria, Nepping. Is it New Brunswick? That one's great. Great store. A great site, yeah. Question from Kenny Obi. Tesla Open Access, do you need an account? You'd need an account, I think, generally. Some of them do have the tap, I think, but I wouldn't rely on that. I'd probably just get a Tesla account. Not free. It's free anyway, sorry. Kew Superchargers handily nearby a corner store, the TAB, a car wash, and the JWs. Xpeng or Zeekr charging network in Australia soon? Yeah, question mark. Big question mark.
Yeah, when I saw the Xpeng HQ last week in Guangzhou, they seem to have quite a lot of their chargers around the place, and they know how to do them very well as well. So fingers crossed. I've heard on the grapevine that they're doing some stuff in Thailand already. So maybe that's a good start. They can get closer to Australia, and hopefully we'll hear some more on that sort of development from both of those brands as well on the charging network.
Mm. Thanks, Daryl, with an update. Eastbound M4 chargers are now live on PlugShare. Excellent. Also have to try eastbound, but westbound looks under construction, so it shouldn't be too far away. And Lewis says it'd be nice to have some more chargers on the New England Highway. Yep, Warwick, Glen Innes, etc. Yep, yeah, I'm sure Tesla will fill those out in good time. And we are thinking of you, Scott, in a 2022 BYD Atto 3. No fix. 2 years on. Yep, we're holding out hopefully for some good news. We are thinking of you. Yeah, I mean, with the new BYD distribution from HQ, hopefully we can get some answers soon, Riz. Be nice to
Yeah,
hear something
I
public.
did hear something about the customer service team really being amped up at BYD. So I suspect that we're going to start to see some of those, um, proper BYD HQ backed sort of service teams and others that can, provide proper support now with what's being happening. And, they really need to amp up that operation to ensure that anyone with pretty much any concerns, get them looked at in a timely manner. I mean, this is just hasn't been great at all. How many
Mm.
years are we waiting? September 2023 was when we first flagged this issue. So, you know, something needs to happen.
Apparently, Hal's saying BYD is getting hammered with issues with the Shark 6. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I don't bother too much with PHEV issues, but yeah, I mean, wouldn't mind hearing some
it-
of that.
yeah, it'd be interesting to know what's going on.
Yeah, I know. I thought Shark 6 was nothing but
Success.
positive
Yeah,
feedback, but okay, interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll look into that too, just to see what people are worried about online. Now at the halfway mark, I just wanted to quickly shout out to our sponsors, as always, mycar, Tyre Auto, Hankook Driving Emotion, Hankook Tyres, and thank you to Riz, Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Thank you to our sponsors. Yeah, let's move on. It's a shame Roland isn't here because we are going to talk about talk about this. The Hills District, which is where Roland resides. The Hills' very first Tesla Supercharger station. It looks like it is making good progress. Scott's got some pictures here, so it looks like the stalls are sort of up, but still missing the distribution point, the big box.
mm.
And the cabling is kind of done up there too, so good to see. Poor old Audi trolley return. It's going to cop it.
Well,
Can move somewhere else. But what are we doing here? Eight stalls? No, probably less. I don't know. It's hard to tell with these photos.
yeah,
Mm. Well, like you said, Riz, last week, Hills District, lots of big plots out there, lots of people with garages and carports, so probably less need for, I guess, DC charging as other areas, but good to see as well. If
yeah,
you are heading in that direction, if you're staying with someone or whatever, it's good to have some public DC chargers like this too. So good to see for that.
definitely.
Mm. Okay, let's keep pushing on. So what have we got next? Speaking of Roland, so yeah, he's posting this, which was made official this week. That Xpeng announced that yes, the G6 is now fully compatible with Tesla V3 V4 superchargers. So I think the one issue which I was always concerned about recommending this car, it has pretty much been resolved. So it's great to see. It's still sort of throttled to about 100 kilowatts, but hey, as we keep talking about the network, the Tesla network, it's so reliable, so abundant. I think it's definitely a good thing for Xpeng owners.
Slightly off topic, or maybe on topic here, but given this news and the amount of testing that they would have done to ensure that it's working, um, we don't even have a DC port in that plug in
Oh
the
yeah,
car. So
oh, good point.
so I'm just double checking. Maybe they need to reach out to Roland and yourself, Tom, and grab a snippet of a proper supercharger plugged in.
You guys can use some of my picks from
Yeah,
stills from my vids. It's fine. You're giving us a car, you can use it.
no
It's fine.
royalty.
Honestly.
Just
Just take it.
take it.
You've done enough for us. Yeah, no, that's a good spot, Riz. I didn't pick that up. And you can see the barcode still hanging off that cable too, just quietly. But look, regardless, I'm happy. You know, Joy and I have found, felt the frustration on that very first drive to Melbourne from Sydney, not being able to access the supercharger network. But yeah, it's so much better now that you can access this. Despite only reaching 100, that's fine. It's still good enough. So I'm curious, Riz, with the 7X coming soon. Once we get these press cars out, we got to test them out, right? Like the G6, make sure it works.
Definitely. Well, early indication from our European friend Bjorn Nyland is the 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 Zeekr 7X is working at the V4 superchargers. It's getting 80 to 90 kilowatts, I think, something like that, which is sort of acceptable as long as it works. But yeah, of course, we have to test things here for the local market. I think that, as far as I know, the X definitely works, and the 009, I'm not sure if anyone's really tested that one yet, but all of those sort of Geely products generally work.
I think everyone's too scared to drive the 009 into a shopping centre car park with that wheelbase. I would be. So I'll have to find an open air one somewhere to test the 009 when I get one to test as a press car. Thanks, Scott. He's talking about the Hills District one. It's 4 stalls, 1 offset. So let me put that back on there. There we go. 4 stalls, 1 offset. Thank you for that. That's great. 4 seems a bit light, but that's all right. 4's better than nothing. Yeah, it's all open access superchargers, not all superchargers. Whereas previously the Xpeng couldn't charge at any supercharger, any V3, V4. So now it's same as pretty much every other non-Tesla EV, just open to the open access Tesla network. Scott's got a comment about Ampol. So 2 key constraints for Ampol: council approvals, and then more so power companies laying in the lead in cables. Interesting. Thanks, Scott. That's good to know.
I wonder if their fuel tank suppliers are that slow. I'm sure if they say they want to set up a new server, there'll be 10 suppliers wanting that business.
I know.
Here we can't get cables.
I don't think it's a technology or supply issue. It's an
No.
inclination issue, I think, with some of these things.
But good insight, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Question from Grandpa. Tom and Riz, does the IM5 have over-the-air updates? I would think so, surely, with that much tech and AI in that presentation I heard about.
Yeah. Look, the word is that, this is a collaboration, and Alibaba is one of the main companies behind this particular product, and they seem to do quite well in the AI and sort of software space. So yeah, let's see what happens. I would say so. It's very tech driven. I don't know what's going to happen with our the frequency of the updates. But actually, speaking of it, on a side note, Sea Lion 7, has anyone received a software update yet?
Ooh, what can we expect?
Don't know, because apparently owners haven't received anything yet. It's been a couple of months.
Oh gosh, yeah. There was something. Oh yeah, my Seal before I sold it had the Google Maps update, which is quite good, and EV trip planning, whereas the Sea Lion 7 did not. So hopefully they get the same as the Seal. That'll be good. Yes, Hills District open to all. Thank you. Yes, we assumed that. Thank you, Scott, for confirming that. Okay. Bjorn is also testing a CHAdeMO to CCS2 converter. Time to get rid of CHAdeMO. Ooh. Upset some Leaf owners there. Yes. Oh, careful. Okay, Justin. I know Justin's a Sea Lion 7 owner. No software updates. And when I rang about it, no update. Come on, BYD. What's going on? Okay. Let's move on. Justin also sent me this today. He said that, yes, BYD Gold Coast opening up some more stores, which is great. Southport Flagship Experience Center. Open in January. Yep. So this is going through. So Southport Experience Centre and the dedicated service centre in April. Now preparing to open BYD Surface Paradise on Bundle Road on the 6th, which is today. And BYD Burley on Corsham Drive to follow shortly after.
It's a
It's good.
big expansion happening. I think that their dealership network is expanding pretty quickly now, and uh, I mean Prestige Automotive Group, I suspect, are not part of Eagers. So now that it's sort of a free for all situation, I think we're going to see just an explosion in BYD dealerships.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be fun to watch Toyota, BYD go head to head. I mean, this it's not even Tesla. They're going for Toyota. Seriously.
That's it.
Very interesting. Question from Tassie. Tom, shouldn't BYD put the same update to all their EVs, PHEVs? You would think so, wouldn't you? Yeah. I mean, I know the seal update wasn't across the board when I got it before I sold it. It just was very specific to seal. So I don't think so. I think it's very car specific from as far as I know. Yeah, BYD owners, anyone with a Shark or a C Line 6 or 7, if you get updates, let us know. Just tag us on socials. We'll talk about it the next time. Now this is on request on one of our viewers who wanted me to show this. So we got to show everything about EVs, not just the good. So in America, Tesla ordered to pay a lot of money for an Autopilot crash case. So this is an interesting one because this is the judge saying that yes, this crash is also the fault of the automaker, not just a reckless driver. So I mean, even one who admitted that he was distracted by his cell phone for hitting a young couple. So yeah, I guess this is going to be an ongoing thing, right? It's a test case, with the advent of self-driving and AI. Where does the responsibility lie with any of these things? Who takes liability? Is it the driver now, or is it cars going, you know what, we can help you drive? Do they take some of the liability? This could bring back autonomy with these kind of legal cases, Riz. What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, last week when I was in China, Shenzhen in particular, I saw a few robotaxi sort of services. I was very excited to see Pony AI, which had a converted Lexus, and I was thinking, hey, no one's in it. It is just pulled up. Does that mean I could get in? And I tried to get in, as in download the app and whatever. Nothing happened. But even as you're doing that process, you're thinking, who's responsible? And where is it going to take you? What is it going to do?
I know.
So yeah, it is very interesting space. I think there's a lot of testing going on at the moment, but until there is some clarity, if you're taking a robotaxi service, something like Uber, for example, then I guess the liability goes with that company that is providing that service. If you're doing it in your own car, then the system is supervised, and now Tesla is very careful with how they promote that system. Even if it's got FSDs, it's supervised, and then there's robotaxis, a completely separate thing. So as long as it's supervised, then it's the person responsible. But who knows? There's lots of gray areas, Tom.
Oh, so grey. It's a legal minefield. But yeah, I mean, we'll watch what happens in America. And as someone pointed out, obviously their legal system's different to ours. Obviously, we've had a few, quote unquote autopilot crashes here in Australia, which have been thrown out. I think there was one in Melbourne. Quite.
That wasn't a good one because
yeah.
there's a lot of people that were, I mean, the lady that was driving that car that hit the poor nurse that came off the tram.
Yeah.
Said I was on autopilot, and Tesla rightfully proved that it was not, and then she lied. And I think it's driver error. People have to put their hand up. If the car is at fault, then the company needs to put their hand up pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, and obviously the company holds the data, so maybe there needs to be some sort of independent system where they're allowed to, go in there and pull data from the company. Don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so yeah, it's just interesting times ahead. John says the MG app has been updated just today. Here you go. Release notes say added IM vehicles. Wow. Hopefully this means MG app quality will improve for everyone. I would think so. If they're promoting IM as luxury, I think the experience has to be consumer as well. Commensurate to that label for sure. Thanks, John. Thanks for the update. Yep. And let's put this one on. This is quite interesting. So, Xiaomi SU7, Riz, I know you've driven one of these. Did you ever think Ferrari would be also interested in the SU7?
Look, no, not after the fact that it's it's one of those vehicles that I guess has changed quite a lot about the industry, sort of like what Tesla did a couple of years ago, where a lot of the performance brands are benchmarking them. I think the Ford CEO, Jim Farley, was driving one famously for a couple of months. Um, and yeah, it set Nürburgring lap records. So it's probably only right that even Ferrari, benchmarks it against, or their vehicles against the SU7. But it's pretty much an honor for Xiaomi, being such a young company, to be benchmarked by, usually these companies be benchmarking Porsches and those that have been making cars for decades.
Yeah, it's a big call, and yeah, I mean, hats off to Xiaomi for this photo. It just shows like the kind of quality and the tech that's in those cars. So, yeah, a great spot by whoever took this photo. Spotted in Ferrari. There you go, and Maranello.
Just quickly, while we're talking about these high performance cars, Porsche is in a lot of trouble
Oh,
at the
how so?
moment. Well, apparently they're not selling cars. They're dropping massively in China. Their brand is not really as well recognized. Chinese market is basically pushing it away. Uh, and then their electric stuff, like the Macan EV, and I guess that's all they have. They've got a few new products coming up. They just haven't taken off like they were
Mm,
expected to. And now there's words that the executives at Porsche are talking about investing way more in ICE engines. So it's a very interesting time for a brand that is, known for its heritage, and and they were one of the early companies to come up with the Taycan, and they did some really high-end engineering in the electric vehicle space. That
mm.
just the Macan was too expensive to in its electrified format, and apparently it's had a lot of software issues as well. So yeah, Porsche. I think Xiaomi's brand sort of demand in China is probably like 10, 20 folds as much as what Porsche's is, and it's only going in one direction, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've only had a static walkthrough of the Macan at the recent Melbourne Motor Show, and I have to say I was a bit disappointed with the interior. Look, I know it's a Porsche, the legacy's there, the badge is there, but the interior, having sat in all these Chinese cars, Riz, it was such a letdown, and the price even more so. It wasn't even 7 times; it was like 20 times. It's a lot of money they're asking for that kind of car. I mean, I'm sure it drives well, like Porsches do, but still, with so much out there, it's very interesting times for Porsche. And software is everything these days, right? I think it's still running on a VW kind of platform, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I mean the software, they really try to push that platform quite a bit. The new, I think it's premium performance electric, which is what the high-end Audis are also using. Charges like incredibly quick and does
Mm.
a lot of really, really cool things. But at the prices that they want, I think the Taycan starts at over 200,000 now. I mean, great looking car. Even if you see a second-hand one on the road, it looks amazing. But
Oh, they look great. Yeah.
just, depreciation and everything else that comes with it, it's yeah, I think if you worry about depreciation when you got a Porsche, then you shouldn't really be buying a Porsche, as they
You're in the
say.
wrong car. You need to ask. You can't afford it. Like the servicing, the first service you have to go through, you probably regret straight away. I certainly would. It's a lot of money for those services, from what I've heard. Yeah. Um, yeah. Ford announcing their new platform on the 11th. Okay, that's in a few days' time.
Yes,
12th.
there is
Mm.
news on that as well. Apparently, Jim
Mm.
Farley, the CEO, will be making an announcement. It'll be interesting. Quietly over in the US, General Motors has teased their what did they call it? The Chevy Bolt or the Volt, the old car that they had,
Oh
the
yeah.
little hatchback that was selling so well. So apparently, it's making a comeback next year.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, because they scratched that, didn't they, a few years ago? So good to see. New Performance Model 3 announced. Okay, good. Good. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Really?
I didn't see any news on that, but apparently yes.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Quick Google. Uh, Nothing that I can see the last 24 hours, unless I'm
Maybe
wrong. Uh,
maybe the Y.
carbon fiber dashboard upgrade for Model 3. Was that the one? Oh, not a Tesla app? Don't know. See news about lots of discounts in Australia. Trade-in bonus and $3,000 discount as well for the Model 3. So that's all I saw. Yeah, Chevy Bolt. There you go. Sorry, this one. Chevy Bolt.
That's it.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's Model 3's been out for a while. Sofa said Xpeng G's new P7 launched in China today. Excellent.
It did. I got a preview of it last week in Guangzhou. It looks incredible in person. It really is a driver's car. It reminds me of the Mercedes four-door GT car. I think it's the GT four-door. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, but this thing just looks cool.
Looks superb. Looks so slick. Nice sedan shape as well. Love it.
The steering wheel is a lot smaller than any other Xpeng, and it feels quite sporty. That center screen tilts towards the driver like the Deepal SU7, and also towards the passenger, and I think it also has tilt, moves it up or down as well.
Cool. Nice. Okay. I like these buttons here. It's very Genesis and
Porsche-like?
Porsche.
Or Genesis
Yeah, Porsche.
Porsche-like.
Yeah. Or Cooper. Cooper's got that as well.
Yeah.
Little boost mode. Gee, they look good, these cars. The rear is very, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of an old Corolla, actually, from the 80s, even.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the hatch.
Yeah. But also very Cybertruck-like, right? Very angular,
Yeah.
too. That color's sick. Oh, the yellow one. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, see, the back's very angular. Amazing. This is another shot of the interior. Very good. Yeah, I'd love to head over there and try that out on their roads. It'd be good. Even better, bring one here, True EV or Xpeng. Bring it here.
Yeah, get one here, get Tom into one, and I think we'll have a pretty cool video on the channel.
Yeah. Knight Rider.
Oh, yeah.
Bond car. Yep. It's good. It's got AR HUD as well. Nice.
So this, just looking at that and what we were talking about earlier,
Mm.
Porsche Taycan equivalent, probably not at the Taycan price. The Polestar, what is it, 5?
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be the big sedan thing that's currently testing around Australia.
Yep.
This thing would be half the price.
Oh, surely. This will be what, 60?
Look, well, depending on the variant, I would say the price points would probably be 65 to like 100 for sort of the all-wheel drive one.
Oh, for the Roland spec.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Roland spec, that's it. So will be interesting to see when they actually do the official launch, which might actually be tonight because there was an embargo on the still images and any written content today, and the videos will start to come in tomorrow. They'll be for the static preview though.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure when the actual drive stuff is happening for this car, but yeah, in person it just looks amazing, and I think if we can get a couple of those here, I think people will be pretty impressed.
Yeah, it looks superb in a retro kind of way. I like the back actually. That's cool. Very cool. And I'm great, Riz, that you got a chance to look at it too in person. It's fantastic. The news keeps coming. I want to sign off, but look, BYD Seagull launched in Indo as Atto 1. Starting price of 19,500. That's insane. What a great price.
That's pretty
Seagull.
good.
So good. I'd love to see a price close to that number. Low 2s would be great. Mid 2s. We'll see. All right. Well, that's it for tonight, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, Riz, once again. Looking forward to catching up at the Zeekr 7X launch in the morning in Sydney.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks, Tom, and all our viewers and listeners. I think it's without you, the show is not there. So keep doing what you're doing and sharing all the amazing amount of info. There's just so much happening. It's hard to keep up. So it's awesome to have everyone here. That's
great, isn't it? It's a collective effort. Yeah, keep tagging me, Riz, and Roland on socials, whether it be X, what else, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, whatever it is. Just tag us. We'll amplify it on the stream here. So good. Yeah, looking forward to the pricing of the 7X. I think it'll make waves in the media outlets tomorrow. So looking forward to seeing that. And Riz, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, viewers. We'll see you next week. And we will sign off there as we always do. Happy charging. See you, Riz. See you, everyone.
Yeah.
Take care.